real solutions. Be sure to check out Ariva Martin in real time on your way home, weekday afternoons from 4 to 6. Turning up the frequency all Black History Month long. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580, and we don't black down.
I'm Zoe Williams, the voice of reason. If your relationship is in trouble, I'm the dude to call. Has your soulmate become your cellmate? Does black love still exist? What are your bedroom turnoffs? Fantasies and fetishes. Financial infidelity. I'm dating a fat person. Are they worth the wait? Trust me, this gonna be crazy.
How about the heavy stuff?
The child wasn't his, and he still had to pay child support.
It's a very heated topic.
How was that right?
Mama's baby, daddy's maybe.
I just have so many questions I want to ask you.
I just like to kiss it. Is there something wrong with that?
Damn.
He told me he had a vasectomy. I'm pregnant.
Betrayal has been committed.
Hit you with the bad pipes routine.
How does he maintain his humposity?
He likes it when it pinches my neck.
Why can't you open up, brother?
I'm a karate man. Karate man rules on the inside. They don't show their weaknesses.
Yeah.
How do you write women so well?
Zoe Williams,
Reason and accountability.
the voice of reason.
This is the type of music you sit on your couch, in your boxers, you pull out your little wave brush and brush your beard. After the morning after, huh? The Voice of Reason is live on KBLA Talk 1580. And of course, my playlist is my co-host. This is The Morning After, Maze, and Frankie Beverly. Listen, relationships bring a lot of consternation into our lives, a lot of difficulty, a lot of frustration. And most of that frustration and difficulty that relationship mirrors to us is stuff we haven't dealt with. And I wanted to introduce you guys to Thomas Campbell and his work. Thomas Campbell, My Big Toe is the book that he wrote. TOE is an acronym for Theory of Everything. It used to be called GUT, right? And now it has evolved from GUT into TOE. GUT was Grand Unified Theory, right? But now it's called Theory of Everything, TOE. So he wrote a book called My Big Toe, a trilogy unifying philosophy, physics, and metaphysics, awakening, discovery, inner workings. They're three separate, ginormous books. This is a former physicist who turned metaphysicist, spiritualist. And he did something that I thought was quite unique. He was talking about how difficulty in our lives and our relationships is a type of entropy, which is the second law of thermodynamics. The second law of thermodynamics states that any thermodynamic system that continues to go on will break down into entropy. Now, the state of entropy, for lack of a better word, is a state of chaos, right? This is where you can no longer access energy that was there, just like in relationships. How come you don't do what you used to do? And even when you do what you used to do, it doesn't feel the same as when you used to do it. The energy is still there. You just have lost access to it. That's what relational entropy is. We've been talking about rekindling the spark for many, many years, but the spark, the energy of the spark is not gone. You've just lost access to it. Let's get to it. Reggie, Austin, Texas, get in here and let's talk.
Man, I haven't heard of Thomas Campbell before tonight, but there was a part of his theory that really made sense to me. He said that as the particles became more flexible, they became more pliable. And that makes sense as far as love is concerned to me. Because if you try to control love and become real constrictive with it, you'll never be able to become pliable. And pliable is like you never be able to become positioned the way you want to be. And so that part of it is it just made a whole lot of sense to me. And then you talk about the second law, where everything goes toward entropy, toward chaos. Man, we can't control anything. Well, we can't control the entire element of love. We can control certain parts to it. But if you try to get if you try to get a bunch of control in it, then you're just gonna have you might as well just bang your head against the wall, because it's never ever gonna work.
Well,
you can't.
Let's play a little tennis here. Let's play a little tennis here.
Yeah.
So for many people, love is about doing. Right? This is why they say love is a verb. And this is why I'm telling you right now, we live in such an insane society that now we're producing statements and we don't realize that our words are spells and creates realities for us. We are now saying love isn't enough. That's because it is difficult to reach the Mount Pinatubo of your personal mountain. The spiritual Mount Pinatubo inside of you is so difficult to reach that Everest, right? You just say, all right, never mind. I won't go inside. I won't do the work. I'll just create these inflexible expectations for you to do what I think will make me happy. And then you get it for a little while, because that's how the universe works. And after you've gotten it for a little while, then what happens? Right? Monotony sets in. You know,
Absolutely.
You get used to it, and now it's not special anymore. And now it doesn't feel like it used to feel. And now you're looking for some other stimulus, some other bump. Does that make sense?
It does. It does. But if we playing tennis here, let me volley back.
Yes.
Because if love is about the action, if love is about the words and the actions, there are a lot of actions that I've seen, and a lot of words that I've heard by people that weren't love. So love isn't the action. Love is the essence.
Come on.
It's the essence from which everything comes.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
And so if you yield toward the action, you get fooled every time, because you're looking at it through your feelings. Love is past your feelings. Love goes into the fact. It goes into the essence. What's the motive behind what you're doing? And if you've never experienced true love, I doubt that you've ever experienced someone doing something for you just out of the kindness of their heart, don't want anything from you, just saw that you needed something, they had it, and they gave it to you.
Wow.
That starts something in you. And if we're going back to thermodynamics, okay, for every action, there's an opposite reaction. So if somebody gave something to you out of the kindness of their heart, they didn't ask anything from you, then what are you going to do with it? That softens your heart, and that allows you to be fully human, because you're showing empathy to everyone else, or at least to someone else, because somebody showed it to you.
That's heavy.
That's part of the thing. You see what I'm saying? And I don't have all the answers, man, but I know what I've experienced in this world.
Right.
And people have given things to me just because I needed them, and they had it.
Wow.
Man, I can't quantify that. That makes, that just made me want to do everything I could to help somebody else, because somebody did that to me. And hopefully they'll do it to someone else, and it keeps going on and on and on.
So let me ask you.
And that's because of one act of kindness, bro.
So let me ask you this, based on what you just said. Who was it that came up with the notion that love is give and take? And is that true?
I think someone who came up with that notion is somebody that wanted to sell you something. They wanted what you had.
Oh, Lord.
That's what I think, man, honestly, because it's the only way. She won't love you if you don't give you these flowers. And the same, $20 flowers are now $60 because I want something from you. It's all a game, bro. And man, we can't play this game. We have to be flexible and make our own game.
Hey, brother.
And if we don't do that, we never gonna get out of this monotonous thing.
Hey, Reggie is out here killing. Reggie, slap us upside the dome piece on our way home from Jones Beach. You brought Austin, Texas in the building, man. I appreciate the insight. Thank you,
Always,
brother.
man.
Yee. Without recognition of the formless within yourself, I need you to hear that. Without recognition of the formless within yourself, there can be no true transcendental love. If you cannot recognize the formless in yourself, this goes back to Thomas Campbell talking about individuated units of consciousness, how the source of everything put a piece of it in us, and we carry that with us. That's recognizing the formless. Without recognition of the formless within yourself, right, there can be no transcendental love. If you cannot recognize the formless in yourself, you cannot recognize yourself in the other. The recognition of the other as yourself in essence, not the form, is true love. That's Eckhart Tolle. I think it's a lie for people to say love is give and take, because now that's a barter system. That's trade, right? So where there is trade, listen, you may not agree. Where there is trade, there is evaluation. The evaluation of quality. Is this as qualitative as what I did for you? Is this as valuable as what I did for you? And the comparison breeds envy, breeds jealousy. Oh, here we go. 1-800-920-1580. Phone lines are just bananas right now. We got to get some folk in here. Let's talk. Bowman, Grand Prairie, Texas. Get in here.
How you feeling, Zoe?
What's happening, man?
Great topic. I want to say I believe that humans can express unconditional love extrapersonally in glimpses, and for the most part, intrapersonally. However, because we are human and live life as a finite being, we do not maintain unconditional love on an interpersonal level. So, in other words, the people who we interact with, right, they can show outside of ourselves, they can show us glimpses of love that we're learning from them. Like from being a child, you see somebody who's nice, you give you candy.
Bowman, you know I got to push back. You already know that I got to push back. So when you say they can show us, are you saying they can reflect to us?
Yes, what a healthy love looks like in a godlike state, I should say. So a healthy person who wants to show you and be nice to you, and things like that. The extra personal.
So is love somebody being nice to you?
No, not necessarily. What I'm saying is
I'm just trying to follow.
No. Because extra personally, people can show us glimpses of what unconditional love can look like. It's the extra personal, and I believe it's the intrapersonal. But the interpersonal relationship, when we get in, start to look inside other people's life and the people we interact.
But that's what the quote I just read just said. If you cannot recognize the formless in yourself, you cannot recognize yourself in the other. The recognition of the other as yourself, in essence, not form, is true love. And I believe that comes back to self-love. And if there's no self-acceptance, no self-approval, no self-esteem, no self-worth, if there's guilt, shame, and all of these things just festering, that's what's creating relationship entropy. And you can only see that. That's the only reflection that's coming back. You're not going to get a glimpse of unconditional love from somebody else because you don't have it in yourself.
It has to be learned. And it takes time, too.
No.
There could be something.
It doesn't have to be learned. The previous caller, Reggie, hit us with it. It has to be developed. No, Sean hit us with it. It has to be developed from within. What are your thoughts on that?
That's true, but there has to be a certain type of consciousness that comes with that, and it does take time.
Well, it's
because
all consciousness, sir. It's all consciousness.
Right.
Yes. But the consciousness has to come from within.
True.
So we saying.
But for instance, I mean, it may be a frog, right? This might sound dumb or not, but I recognize that I can overpower this frog and how hateful I could be by destroying the frog. But if I don't destroy it and I recognize that this frog, I have to stop myself and say, wait a minute, I can't kill this thing because I'm greater than it. Even though I recognize that I could destroy the frog. I know it sounds retarded.
No, it doesn't. It's actually an example.
There's something within
it's an
me
example.
stopping.
Wait, hold on, Bowman. When I speak louder, that means bring it down just a taste, because I'm trying to interject something because you're on to something. So when I interrupt, don't just keep talking. Okay, you do that a lot. I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. No, I'm just playing.
My bad. Go ahead.
No, but you hit on to something that's big. The example you said, the frog example was silly, but it's not silly. It's actually compassion. You're giving an example of I'm bigger than the frog. I could kill the frog, but I have compassion for the frog, right?
Right.
Yeah, that's good. Continue, brother. Continue your thought.
So what I'm saying is, even though I think we can have glimpses of it. Because we are finite. Because we are finite, we recognize that there's conditions in order for us to live or for us to die. So we're in specific environments that call for whatever it is we need to do in order to sustain life. But we still have we possess these things. I call it God conscious, but that's just me.
Yeah,
we possess
I'm with you.
These things
Yeah, I'm with you.
You know. And so I don't know. I just see it as more of an extra, and a intra-personal thing.
Listen, Bowman, out of all the phone calls you have ever made to this show, I have never been in more agreement than I am right now with you, brother, because you cooking. Hey, man, we appreciate you. You brought Grand Prairie, Texas in the building. Listen, when I come forward, wetlands of Atlanta, New York City, New York City, so nice they had to name it twice. Phone lines on fire. The voice of reason is asking, is love dead? How real or rare is true love? When we come forward, believe me, we got a lot to talk about.
Reasons. The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings won't disappear. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Life is uncertain. It's okay to feel stressed, anxious, worried, or frustrated. It's normal. With CalHope's free and secure mental health resources, it's easy to get the help you and your loved ones need when you need it the most. Call our warm line at 833-317-4673 or live chat at calhope.org today.
Thinking about hosting a podcast and don't know where to start? Morris Media Studios has you covered. We're a professional podcast and voiceover studio located in Leimert Park. We specialize in recording and live streaming audio and video podcasts. Let us help you set up, record, and distribute your podcast. Hosting a podcast is a great way to bring awareness to your business, product, or good cause. For more info, visit morrismediastudios.com or give us a call at 323-815-4204.
KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
Tired of being locked out of job opportunities and shut down by systemic racism? KBLA stands with you in fighting for the rights of black workers, and we don't black down. The Los Angeles Black Workers Center is a dynamic alliance of workers, organized labor, community-based organizations, clergy, students, and scholars, working collectively to improve the position of the black working class. The LA Black Workers Center takes a comprehensive approach to addressing the black jobs crisis. Their programs promote access to quality jobs, racial equity in hiring and retention, discrimination-free job sites, and they prepare black workers for employment in high-wage, career-track jobs. The Black Workers Center supports workers who need help protecting their rights on the job. They give workers access to quality jobs jobs and remove systemic barriers to employment. To sign up for free career readiness training, get involved in organizing around anti-discrimination, learn about union apprenticeship programs, or sign on to a trade registry, please visit www.lablackworkerscenter.org. That's lablackworkerscenter.org. Together, we can beat the black jobs crisis. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
When you walk, when you pass me by, there's three things that come immediately to mind. One is I like to have you. Two is I like your face. The third one is irrelevant, 'cause there's no time or place. Attack me with your love. Attack me with your love, baby. Attack me with your love. Attack me with your love. Push back me with your love, baby. And I'll do all the things you want me to. With your love. Test me with your love, baby. Oh!
Ladies and gentlemen, KBLA Talk 1580, we on fire tonight. Cameo was on fire back in the days. Boy. Attack Me With Your Love, great record, Cameo. And as you know, my playlist is my co-host, and we have fun with it, man. Even though this is a really deep topic, we have fun with it, man. I love broaching these topics and really pushing buttons to see how far we can expand our perspective. And that's the whole point of these discussions. No one is coming from the positionality of being right. It's not about right. It's about alignment. It's about expansion of consciousness. Love is more than just a set of rules, a set of behaviors, a set of ideas. Love is more than that. So let's go deeper. Nazarene, Wetlands of Atlanta. What happened to our last one? Get him in here. Nazarene, come on.
Big bro, what up, huh?
Man, what's happening, brother? What do you think of tonight's topic?
Man, I'm thinking it got me thinking, huh? I don't know. I just want to ask this question real quick.
What are you thinking about? What happened, brother?
Look, man, because it's unconditional love, right?
Right.
That's the name of the game.
Right.
And it's like, I had a question. Do you, not necessarily personally, but just posing this maybe to the listeners as well, but it was Satan that was like in God's front yard talking smack about Job, right? In the Bible or something. Like
he was. Hold on.
Yeah, he was at the crib. Like he came to the cookout.
He was invited. What is that? The Book of Job, chapter 2?
Yeah. And you know, Job was like he was that dude, like special, right?
Right.
And then I feel like, you know, I need to research the Bible again more, read it more, because I know in one breath, to my knowledge, I heard something about like in Africa or say in ancient days, the quote unquote devil, it really don't exist, or he or she or it, whatever, it don't really exist within the same context of the West.
Mm-hmm.
All that to basically say like, okay, so now we got God. God is love. And it's so like
you on it, brother.
God,
I swear you are so close right now. I swear if you hit this out, I'ma sit back. If you hit this out the park, I'm leaving. I'm
just
leaving.
wondering.
Go right there. I dare you. I dare you to go there. I'm gonna sit back.
We're gonna see what happens. But love, like, God is love. I like on some like unbothered type stuff. So you got the devil, which is like just the adversary of all humanity, basically. Which I'll come to find it as basically somebody that's going to accuse you in a courtroom type setting. So you got the heavenly host up there with the almighty judge and the devil talking smack. So I'm just wondering, like, does God have unconditional love for the devil?
Isn't that his creation?
You feel me? Like, now mind you, it's something to ponder on in terms of trying to feel out or deepen our understanding, overstand all those other words of understanding, comprehension of what love and its vastness. What
you're gonna make me do is do a religion show, and if I do that, it's really it's really gonna be crazy. If I do that, then people gonna be mad.
My question's gonna come. My question's gonna come. I want it. I think we need that, but that whole point too is just also, I don't know if the word is to draw a delineation between unconditional and inconsequential type of love, because consequences.
So wait, because you're asking a lot. So let's just break this down into some pieces, real quick. All right, I'll deal with the biblical Job piece secondary later. Let's just do this.
All right.
Satan is the unhealed trauma.
Order the book.
Satan is the unhealed trauma. Do you
how old is it go?
Because understand, Satan, adversary, adversity.
Mm-hmm.
The adversity is internal. Krishnamurti, the enemy is you, not the other.
Mm-hmm.
You are.
Proven right.
Do you see? Wait,
yes,
stay
sir.
with me, Nazarene. When we come forward, we're going back to the wetlands of Fallopeia. We on fire tonight.
When the evening comes, I sit down to check my options. There are none. First thing I think about is your lovely smile and all the things that drive me wild. Got me lady, drive me crazy. What am I gonna do? Woo-hoo. Got you lady, driving me crazy. What am I gonna do? If I can't have you, attack me with your love, attack me with your love, baby.
He's on fire tonight. It's the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Mike Island, and here's the latest from the Black Information Network. Police are responding to an active shooter situation at Michigan State University. Campus authorities say shots were fired on or near the East Lansing campus. Students are being told to secure in place and run, hide, or fight if necessary. Storm systems could cause problems for millions across the country this week. States including Arizona and Colorado are already dealing with various types of precipitation, while southern states could be in for some severe weather. This year's Super Bowl ratings are through the roof. Fox Sports says 113 million people watched the Kansas City Chiefs beat the Philadelphia Eagles in Arizona on Sunday, making it the most watched Super Bowl in 6 years. The network that aired the big game also noted that Super Bowl 57 ranks as the third most watched TV show ever. And that's the latest. I'm Mike Island from your 24/7 news source, the Black Information Network, and BINnews.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. I sell custom-made blinds, shades, and shutters that are easy to install at prices less than big box retailers. Blindster blinds are custom-made for your windows, and I guarantee they'll fit. Don't hire a pro. Do it yourself and save big at Blindster.com.
Is the pen mightier than the sword?
They say the pen is mightier than the sword. At KBLA Talk 1580, we not only have a lot to talk about, we have a lot to write about. politics, relationships, business, empowerment, and culture. The all-star roster at KBLA Talk 1580 has you covered.
That's what it's all about.
Be sure to follow us on all our socials for our latest book releases, op-eds, essays, and commentaries from our hosts. And, of course, download the KBLA 1580 app as we strive to remain your most trusted, credible, and reliable source for the issues you care about. This is unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580.
What up, baby?
Thanks to our new sponsor, Lendistry. Lendistry is a national Black-led small business lender that is headquartered in Los Angeles. Lendistry helps small business owners access the affordable capital needed to grow. Visit Lendistry, LENDISTRY.com/KBLA today.
KBLA Talk 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. South Central Youth Empowered Through Action is the youth component of the impactful CBO, known as the Community Coalition. South Central Youth Empowered Through Action has chapters at almost every South LA high school. Say Yeah, as they are popularly known, is located at 80th and Vermont, but serves young people all over South LA. Under the COCO umbrella, they train youth organizers, help underserved scholars prepare for college, and work with students to help them gain admission to top universities. South Central Youth Empowered Through Action fosters teen activism, where young people have led campaigns moving tens of millions of dollars to South LA schools and forcing officials to make AP classes available to students in under-resourced institutions. SCEL scholars have taken part in the March on Washington, been published in major news outlets, and been elected to city council. Long before she was mayor, Karen Bass started the program when she founded the Community Coalition. To donate, volunteer, or enroll a student in South Central Youth Empowered Through Action, please visit cocsouthla.org. cocsouthla.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
I'll second guest dinners with friends because they can be interrupted by diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or oily stools. It turns out I have EPI, or exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, which means I'm missing the enzymes needed to digest food. My doctor prescribed Creon, pancrelipase, an oral prescription medication that replaces pancreatic digestive enzymes. Creon treats EPI due to cystic fibrosis, chronic pancreatitis, pancreatectomy, or other conditions.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall, if you're allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules, as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon.
Creon is the #1 prescribed EPI treatment. Ask your doctor about Creon for EPI and visit creoninfo.com or call 800-633-9110 to learn more. That's CREONinfo.com.
Hi, this is Tavis.
Tavis, this is Dr. K. We've got a lot to talk about. I'll be in town on the 28th of February. Can you clear your calendar?
Absolutely, Dr. King. Good Lord, do I have some questions for you, sir. Hi, it's Tavis.
Assalamu alaikum, my brother. This is Minister Malcolm. Now, I heard that you and Martin are getting together for a public dialogue on February 28th. You see, now I already know the date. Now, I know y'all not trying to keep me out of that conversation, are you?
No, sir. No, sir.
What happened to George Floyd shouldn't happen, not even to a dog. How long must the Negro continue to endure this foolishness at the hands of law enforcement? People can take but so much before they reach a breaking point.
What do you mean, Black Lives Matter? Black lives haven't mattered in this country since Negroes stopped working for free at the end of slavery. You ought to be talking about Black Guns Matter and start your own NRA. Call it the Negro Revolutionary Amalgamation.
Don't miss this compelling historic radio event, The Return. When Tavis Smiley converses with Malcolm X and Martin Luther King Jr. Tuesday, February 28th, 9 a.m. Pacific Time, exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580. You're listening to The Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
no matter what you do. And I hope you understand me. Every word I say is true. 'Cause I love you. Baby, I'm thinking of you. Trying to be more of a man for you. And I don't have much riches, but we gonna see it through. 'Cause I love you. Oh,
I know love is real. Because this man had to love somebody to sing like this. Boy, that boy was in love.
some men need lots of women.
Oh, Lord, tell him.
For their passions to feel.
Yes.
But I
Hey.
want only you, girl. If it's in,
Break it down.
if it's in, if it's in God's will, 'cause
High note. Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to the vocal stylings of Lenny Williams. I believe that man was in love. I believe that man reached the highest level of consciousness in order to belt this out. Because I love you. I love you. Ladies and gentlemen, that's what we're talking about tonight. How real or rare is true love? And here's the sad part. All jokes aside, you could sing your heart out and execute that song the way that man executed that song and still not love your woman. That's the goal part, right? You would think in order to find that inspiration to sing it like that you got, he could have been singing about his pet pit bull that he really loved. His Rottweiler. I love that Doberman. You don't know where the inspiration comes from, but the reality of it is love gets obscured through the filter of unhealed trauma. Now, we said something very powerful. Brother Nazarene from the wetlands of Atlanta.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's what you named it, the wetlands of Atlanta. Brother Nazarene really laid that out when he talked about Job and the story of Job and having to go through the adversity of not having the covering of God. Now, let me I don't believe God plays games to prove a point to his creation.
Right.
Satan is God's creation. And God is sovereign, and Satan is a servant to God. That's what I believe. And I don't believe sovereignty has to prove anything to the servant. So the whole story of, and again, there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord. And Satan came also to them, or among them, to present himself before the Lord. Now, and Satan came also. Stop playing with the words. You know Satan is a son of God too. It's stop. He's one of the, well, he was, and then he got kicked. That's his baby. That's the black sheep. That's the one who was tripping. But he's still a servant.
Right.
Right? He's still a servant of God.
Yeah.
According to Isaiah 45:7, nothing is outside of the purview of God, not good nor evil. So everything is sanctioned by God, according to 45:7 Isaiah. Now, you don't have to prove nothing to the devil. You don't. But I posit, in alignment with our topic tonight, that the Satan we've all been taught about is really our internal struggles. And if you go back to the ancients, everything is about conquering the self. What is Freemasonry? Nothing but ancient Egyptology, ancient Egyptian spirituality. The pyramid represents the man, right? Or self. And every man is trying to be a speculative mason, so to speak, building what? Himself. Do you see? And into what? The pyramid. The pyramid is a perfect structure. Nobody could reproduce it. So you represent the pyramid. Well, they've turned that demonic now. That was self-work back in the day. There are operative masons and speculative masons. What is masonry built on? It's built on you becoming the mason, the master mason of yourself. That's what it is. Now, if you don't do that, you still have the sukha, which is not sukha, the dukkha, right? The dissatisfaction producing seeds called unhealed trauma, unrecognized trauma, unresolved trauma, unacknowledged trauma. All of that stuff is producing what the Buddhists call dukkha, dissatisfaction. What we are using today as what? What are we using today? We called it shadow. What else are we calling it today? We called it Satan. The adversary. The internal adversary. Do you see what I'm saying? The internal adversary that prevents you from loving unconditionally. This is why your love is selfish. This is why your love is, this ain't gonna happen to me again. The next person I get gonna do these things. And is that love?
Yeah. How your man said, I robot, like, now that is the right question. Recording terminated. But nah, brother. When you spoke to even the pyramids and such, I think it all comes back down to perspective as well. Because, again, it comes back down to dimensions and who's viewing what. Like, you got a pyramid, if you're not looking at it from, I think it's just that fourth dimension aspect, you're just looking at a three-dimensional shape. Still symbolic of the Trinity. But in essence, it's like, really got four different sides to it. That's foundation. Let's account for what's below the surface. The shadow self. Account for those sides. That equals 8. There goes your power when you tap into all of that, and you still erect. As above, so below.
Wait,
it's so many different ways.
Let me jump into it real quick.
Love.
Could the shadow self be hell?
If you're gonna stay there, if you're gonna be bound by it.
But I'm just saying, if we're using these biblical archetypes, could the shadow work or the shadow space be hell? Equivalent to.
Right. And then those feelings of resentment, how you say guilt, what you still holding on to and not letting go of, not surrendering, like those are your guardians, those are those demons, so to speak, that are keeping you bound or tormenting you within that space. Those memories of being hurt that need to control what's beyond your control. All those different things. You have your own internal demons on so many different levels. And to kind of rap and slide, and I want to send love up to our elder, Dr. Sabi. Flying peace to that brother. I saw rare footage of him, and I've always really appreciated his perspective, like just, how he expresses himself. But he said things like, I love the devil. That's not to be taken wrong.
Wait, huh?
He goes further to say, let's dig.
Yes.
So within context, it's like, I love the devil. Because everybody's so scared of him, this and that, third, they don't understand, like, without the devil, humanity really wouldn't have any reason to get closer to God.
So he's a spiritual.
Like he's
so
serving.
so he's a spiritual
Yeah,
personal trainer.
Exactly. Y'all like you know, like in that breath, and again, I don't want things to get misconstrued because I understand, and I'm looking forward to another show where we can go even further just in this aspect of things, so to speak. But some things are like baby food in terms of considering things on the spiritual plane, but then there's like the more adult ready, you know, take the training wheels off when we get into some things. But it's just like I look at it now as Satan or the devil, my internal darknesses and things like that. They're really God's wingman. Like we can invite those things. That's where it's just like we don't have to keep necessarily being afraid to address it, being afraid to stand before this entity or this energy, this memory, this pain. Even further, it's like Christ was on top of the mountain with the same devil all alone. He didn't say nada. He has the same words to say, "Get thee behind me, Satan," and stuff like that. You know, it's just he didn't necessarily have to do it, but it's just the aspect. I think there's so much power when we look at things like that to see what can become when we invite this so-called enemy or this, I guess, this thing that's out of place. Again, back to your other works as well, is just when you sit with certain feelings.
I hear what you're saying, and just to make it more concise and condense it a bit, it just sounds like you're saying embrace the work.
Hey.
Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, I hear you. It's like, accept the work. You know?
And maybe that'll help unlock the keys to experiencing unconditional love. You be able to be more aware of what's inside of you and coming through others, or how to just rest within that aspect of things. I'm just hoping it all still, you know, makes sense to the callers, to the listeners, to myself and everything. It still makes sense. I don't mean to get off topic, but again, just an extension of what unconditional love really looks like beyond even, I guess, what we come to imagine thus far. Like, let's just continue to stretch our minds, brothers. So I appreciate you immensely.
Thank you, brother. We appreciate your insight. You brought the wetlands of Atlanta into the building. Now Gardena is in the building. Kwame, when we come forward, brother Kwame, we gonna speak to you, man. I can't wait to get you on the line. We on fire tonight.
Is it good to you? More Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward.
The California Reparations Task Force agrees to extend its work to 2024. Maisha Cairo here with your K-Black Minute News, brought to you by CaliforniaBlackMedia.org. The California Task Force to study and develop reparation proposals for African Americans in California decided at the two-day meeting on campus of San Diego State that it would support legislation that extends the panel until July of next year. An 8-0 vote with one abstention is what moved the date that was previously set for the summer of this year. The goal now is to have ample time to satisfactorily implement an action plan based on the findings of its final report, which is due in 5 months. This decision was made 4 months after Governor Gavin Newsom vetoed legislation asking for a 12-month extension. I'm Maisha Cairo, and that's your K-Black Minute News.
California is a great place to live and work, but those aren't easy things to do for students also going to college. That's why the state created the Californians for All College Corps, a way for students to build skills and help others while earning up to $10,000 for school. Commit to serve your community and we'll help you pay for college. Spots will fill up fast, so learn more and apply today at www.cacollegecorps.com. That's www.cacollegecorps.com. California is a great place to live and work, but those aren't easy things to do for students also going to college. That's why the state created the Californians for All College Corps, a way for students to build skills and help others while earning up to $10,000 for school. Commit to serve your community and we'll help you pay for college. Spots will fill up fast, so learn more and apply today at www.cacollegecorps.com. That's www.cacollegecorps.com.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. Legal Aid Foundation of Los Angeles is a nonprofit law firm that protects and advances the rights of the most underserved, leveling the playing field and ensuring that everyone can have access to the justice system. Legal Aid Foundation of Los Angeles seeks to achieve justice for people living in poverty across Greater Los Angeles. The foundation provides direct representation, offers counsel and advice, provides referrals, educates the community about their legal rights through workshops and seminars, and supports individuals and families by protecting human and civil rights. To get legal help, to donate, or to volunteer, please visit lafla.org. That's lafla.org. At KBLA Talk 1580, we stand with young people. We don't black down. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Love and happiness. Yeah. Something that can make you do wrong, make you do right. Yeah. Love. Love and happiness. But wait a minute, something's going wrong. Someone's on the phone,
3 o'clock in the morning. Yeah.
Talking about
my playlist is my co-host.
She can make it right. Yeah.
And listen, we love having difficult conversations, tough conversations, riveting conversations, compelling. Listen, you're not in a real conversation if everybody agrees. I need you to understand that. We have to have discord in order to have harmony. Right? You have to have different perspectives. And so many people, man, they just want to hear the way they say it. No, we're exploring this conversation. We're asking all of these questions. Agree or disagree, love is a divine attribute. It is an idea in the one mind. God is love, and love is God, or a quality in being. The difference between divine love and human love is that divine love is broad and unlimited, a universal and harmonizing power. Human love is based on personality and is selfish, lawless, and fickle. I got to get somebody in here. Kwamel from Gardena, get in here, brother.
Yeah, man. You see me on the chat and like forgetting how to pronounce joints. I'm like, come on, son. Yeah, all right. Hopefully you can hear me okay. So I wanted to go in a little bit. It's out there, just like we love our babies. We can love all the people that come into our lives. As the 5% say, love is the highest form of understanding. So it's a matter of the patience. Do we have the patience to understand someone, or are we too selfish to tolerate anyone that's not fulfilling whatever thing we feel we need or require them to make happen? Am I maybe I'm in the ballpark with that? I kind of want to stay away from the whole Christian angle of it, but if the caring is there, or if the desire to care is there, the love can be there, and that's at any age. I think so many of us have screwed it up in our teens and 20s that suddenly we decide there's no such thing in our 30s, 40s, 50s, and that's just dead wrong.
Right.
Straight up and down. It's dead wrong, because there's going to be somebody that, if you get past the lust or the need for them to have, X amount of money, there's going to be that enjoyment of company, that enjoyment of their being in your presence and being able to build with them on everything in the universe and experience everything in the universe with them and gain high appreciation for that.
I'm with that.
So that's always going to come. That's always going to come if your mind and heart are open to it.
Yeah, I'm with that, brother.
There's dope people every freaking way, including your whole delegation. There's dope people that you'll drink their bathwater tonight.
Whoa.
If you're not married.
Woo.
That's a big old cheater.
Hey, Kwamel, we appreciate the call, man. Thank you for dropping jewels, man. Gardena in the building because of you. Let me get another piece of Thomas Campbell.
So let's imagine two sets of, an experiment where we have two sets, and we're going to see the difference between these two sets. One is, let's say we have, 100,000 individuated units of consciousness.
People.
And that'll be set one. And in this set, there will be a certain amount of resources, a certain amount of capability, a certain amount of space, and then we'll have another set that's a duplicate of that. The same amount of ability, capability, space, resources, everything's exactly the same in the second set, except we're going to have two different attitudes in each one of these sets. Okay? In the first attitude, we are going to have a cooperative, caring attitude. Okay? In this set, if somebody invents something or comes up with a really good idea,
we share it.
They share it with everybody else.
Oh, come on.
Listen, somebody is unhappy,
I want you guys to check out Thomas Campbell. I want you to check out his book, My Big Toe. It's a heavy read. Like I said, he's a physicist, so it's not lightweight. But I think you could extrapolate a lot of meaning out of it. And again, this conversation was exploratory. I want us to explore love instead of being locked into, generational expectations and ideas of what we think it is. Let's explore deeper and let's see what comes out of that exploration. I'm Zoe Williams, the voice of reason. I want you guys to stay tuned for the replay of Areva Martin and good brother Les Brown as Danny Morrison is out for the week. When we come forward, trust me, we still got a lot to talk about.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Mike Island, and here's the latest from the Black Information Network. Police are responding to an active shooter situation at Michigan State University. Campus authorities say shots were fired on